God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay.
By the way,
My favourite.
as I want, and there it...
You really,
I read a bit of it.
what did you...
While reading it, Well, yeah. Or her...
Women writing books. Come now.
Why not? I bet they would write better than many men.
Such audacity.
More like experience. I once helped with copying. Most of it was boring drivel.
I can imagine. A person does all that work to learn to read and write, but then they sit you down at a table to copy the works of others for the rest of your life.
Waste of time, right?
Not just time, above all, talent.
Hold on. Who wrote this, then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
Even if I wanted to.
Wouldn't you want to?
I suppose I'm not...
There are still a few...
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now?
Both?
Just tell me what... I'll take careful notes of it.
Well, being a man myself...
Why not?
You mean I have to think...
You don't need to.
There've already been enough heroes, saints, kings and martyrs.
That's 2 words, but I'll forgive you.
Make him a villain.
You seem to be quite in...
You mean whether...
The lines between good and bad are...
I'm a warrior. Things like that are part of this life.
I understand. But when you stand against an enemy, or just as...
Of course I know it's there.
That is probably true. So, you proposed a murderer. What has driven him to...
What about...
Cold... I don't know what you're talking...
Well?
Not yet.
What?
A picture. Especially...
What?
Have you ever seen anyone play a flute?
As you wish.
Well, your suffering is over. Fear not, the ink is already dried. So what about that story of...
It's not some...
My deal, and it seems far... And what about the sketch?
Oh, it's pretty...
But otherwise...
Well... And for that matter, you're an interest...
No beating around the... Please do stop by sometime. I wait. Perhaps I can show you my collection.
You said you could...
If you ask nicely...
Very well, then.
That depends on what you're in, or if you prefer... But I warn you in it... So...
Maybe another time. Easy. Nice and slow.
Especially in these times, we have to heed the commandments. Because there are monsters among us. Godless swine in human form who can't wait till our city plunges into the flames of hell. And who am I talking about? You know them only too well. Like Satan himself, they lurk in their hole. The foulest den of vice, where they drink with skeletons. Are we really going to stand for it? Burn down that den of vice, I say. The fire will purify us all.
At last, someone's got the guts to say it out loud.
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow. I'm going to see the Mint Master.
Any fool could say that.
I have an appointment.
All right.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face.
Hold your horses. Actually, I have a
You've come to
Call it what you like.
the assembly. The one King Sig...
Surely you wouldn't deny me.
Don't try that on me, and tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council.
You want to spy? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over...
All right, all right. If I get you into the council, and that will be the end of...
I must have misheard. Our business will be over, so pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right, Jesus. No need to loot. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can... Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boo. Which reminds me, you'll need his otherwise you won't be let.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about it.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't he?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run, that is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on it?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly.
I'll be going then.
Just make sure we both...
Hey, clear off, you nuts. Hands off the door, all right? Only defense is piety and...
Quality good.
You're in the clear.
Come and take your pick. New wares. What's for sale?
Guten Tag, mein Freund. Ich bin gleich bei dir.
Pancakes, spread rolls, delicious pears, juice. I've got lots. Have them all as well.
Greetings.
Surely you can wait a while. Here you are. The finest fabric.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. And you impatient fella.
You must be Franticulda.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry.
I am.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine while I run around like a bugger. Why would you want to stick...
Finest wares, quality good.
I want to see the king.
Why's that?
I heard a lot about him.
And as bad-tempered as the... the more I... To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of... Look here. Do you have any idea what's it...
Of course.
All right. No need to get... Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. Here it is. I look like a The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you. I promise.
You better not.
Come and take a gander. We've got it all. Pictures, fine pictures. Just come and take a look. Greetings to you too. Yellow and red.
Do you want me to arrest you? Leave that door be.
Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's not coming.
He got as drunk as a lord.
I might have expected. I told him if... Oh, well... We can't be without a waiter here when the king... So, have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap? And you don't have one at all. Without a tunic, you're no royal. And have you forgotten your hoe? It's a good thing you've got the royal waiter's liver.
Here I am.
Let's have a look. You've got a tunic. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet. Everything as it should be. Do you know what your duties for an inexperienced...
Well,
I should certainly hope. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokai or red monastery wine.
white or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
To stay in...
Correct. And in general, a good waiter...
Huh? I thought I had to...
Well, yes. But oh, understood?
Absolutely.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just that you'll manage it.
I know everything I...
Excellent. Put away your things here.
The city reserves are in urgent need. New weapons.
There are the pictures of
Our
wine.
current Waffenarsenal is a
Hopefully I
joke.
won't splash
and on
anyone's
top of
shoes.
that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town
Hey,
reserve
boy,
have worse
a full
weapons
cup
than
of
any
monastery
Oiber
wine.
in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that. That Hackenbücher.
Come now, waiter.
Can you
I want it
believe
red.
it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is
Come now,
shame
waiter.
that when
I want it
outlaws
red.
have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
I apologise, sir.
What is it,
Which one?
Eldris?
Red.
You
And
smell a
quickly.
deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
You can shove that down.
And who is
picture.
it you want to fight? Exactly. The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then?
I fancy some
We're sitting
Tokai.
atop the biggest
Refill,
silver
boy.
heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris.
I'd like to
But where
oblige,
can we get the
but
coin for
I'm
better
out.
equipment?
This is
You
unbelievable.
always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state
Wait
of our
up,
armory.
pour me red wine.
The king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
Monastery
So you
wine
suggest
here.
we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around.
Well,
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation.
Careful.
We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht.
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the
I
public
fancy
bath.
some Tokai.
Baths or
Refill, boy.
brothels.
Isn't it the same thing?
Sorry, sir. Orders from above.
So
This is
the
unbelievable.
cleanliness of the city is not what it should be.
Boy,
The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right. We do have the new baths in Hopbrink.
More wine,
Adam's
Master
old
Bailiff.
ones. But I hear the Hopbrink baths are more of a pigsty.
They still are a bit, but the quality went downhill at Adams, too.
What? Pray tell. I thought you were a frequent customer there. Or has he grown tired of pampering?
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of
And what?
a silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where can I find you?
Use your eye and come right back.
The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. Someone needs to watch. There's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a
Here's
right.
silver, might this be?
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people...
So, did you...
I did.
Not so loud. And now go back.
The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely
Tokai!
hates him.
And the full cup. He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
Sir.
Ulrich,
Which wine?
what have you got to say about it?
That's the
Me?
white.
Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that's just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
Well,
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Pour me red
I
wine.
heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause
apologize,
any
sir.
trouble. He is
Which
sensible
one?
enough
Red.
not to draw attention
quickly.
to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we
Sir?
don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him.
Thank
and
you,
soon.
waiter.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry,
Hey, waiter.
Andreas, but
Pour me
I
some
wouldn't brush
tobacco.
it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole
apologise, sir.
truth, Ulrich?
Which one?
Are you accusing me of lying?
That's the white.
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
Sir?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to
Well,
the
thanks
rumours
to-
circulating around the town. Yes, Ruthard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Ruthard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, and other scum of all kinds, but city councillors?
Be specific,
Boy,
Forsyth.
I'd like
Are
some
you
white.
blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
First of all, it wasn't a duel. It was supposed to be an honourable
I apologise,
combat.
sir.
And I
Which
didn't
white?
think
White
permanent-
took
And
I.
that's the only reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the
Sir?
finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me.
Don't hang around me.
Never mind.
Vanish, you hear me?
I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous.
Everything in order?
For soccer.
Quite.
You act like you've never
sorry.
been in a fight yourself.
I wasn't paying
And to
attention.
accuse a swordsmaster without a
What can I help you with?
I left my gloves in the I took them off to pray.
So you will just leave it be.
All right.
I knew I could wile you because I'm bored.
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole
That
town
was easy
garrison.
enough. And he wanted
The
me to
guards
count
are
his
apparently
guns.
settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
I'd
like to-
There's no... The council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our... work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, the hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
To me.
Since yes, the eternal dispute over the cathedral.
Will even His Majesty have to pour his own wine
In the
today?
meantime,
Your season will
Settlers, right under
Hey,
our noses.
waiter.
It's just
Pour
a
me
village
some
with a
monastery
monastery, and they are going to Mockerol mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with back.
You there, lad.
Haven't you noticed?
A cup of bread.
Wine.
Don't you
Are the
scream.
experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the
apologise,
city
sir.
behind your complaints.
Which wine?
Monastery red.
And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me?
You, lad.
I think not.
You look familiar.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral.
I really
Just
couldn't
like you
say.
bought yourself a seat in this council.
I
How
have
dare
a
you?
feeling I've
I
spoken
acquired
before
my
too.
seat for the services
Or with
our
someone
guild
who looks a
provided
hell of a
and
lot
still
like you.
provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Ombrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs,
Waiter.
of course.
Pour me red
People
wine.
from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
It's you? I see you've come up in the world. From a bathhouse boy to a waiter. You'll go a long way.
I might make councillor one day.
You're a merry soul, lad. I like that.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Tjuchagase, Alegium Katonaikat, Ishkelkinek Utra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this band of fools!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you...
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Good day to you.
Good day. Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your... I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a
How do you know I'm a...
It's not difficult to tell, and we are both... I'm Yehuda. Lead and this...
Who would rather not... Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not...
Because we all... And why would they...
Are you looking for...
Let us say rather that we have chosen the situation in the town and the kingdom is... You have men and...
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave.
Everything in good time.
Did you come to lend money?
Not to lend, but to give. Help...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that...
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead, too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Henry's done a few things I'd like to give him a slap or two for. But like they say, to err is human. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why...
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't...
And that was...
Why? He should have...
Don't make hasty judgments. As far at least none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own. Henry's
I don't care if he took care of 20...
That boy's blood father denied him.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found...
Enough.
For that...
Good health.
L'chaim.
Phew. I'm all done in.
I'm glad you finally accepted my invitation.
Goodbye. I am a...
My word.
Mais non.
It's a How did you...
Ah, c'est une histoire. And only lost it never...
That needs some explanation.
Oh, misère.
You're quite mistaken.
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women. Do tell me about it.
My last big
I've heard of this
Aye.
Then, what are you doing?
You say you're a...
Jamais. I think not.
Where have you been on your travel?
But of course, if you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan, and if you are interested in my greatest deed, then...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope?
Which one do you mean?
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. My great benefit is my strong connect there.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess. Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Just go and sit down.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with. By the way, I'm John.
It's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you...
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why...
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings. And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the...
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want...
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary. For the plan to work, we need allies. We just need negotiators who'll push the right people in the...
Are you saying you said...
More like in Paris. If we find support and make it look...
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the sense, and also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on...
You've got an interest...
You're certainly not...
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Tell me a bit...
Certainly.
Botchek of...
That's just the thing. He doesn't play the big game. Because he always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his...
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kutn...
He still is. The only one who only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this...
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exempt... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly...
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And there are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth, and that it was thanks to her.
I'll get...
I wish us both luck.
I'd rather just... God be with you. No, there's something I'd like...
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic...
No beating around the bush, eh?
Margrave Job's plan has some gaps, milady. We need...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the 2 of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have... So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why are...
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on 2 fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason.
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Hamann Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support...
Have you fallen?
No. Alda is innocent in the matter. Her disappointed that and the fact that I'm...
And these papers...
My relatives somehow...
You were dealing with the enemy?
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear.
I'm supposed to...
Haman Alda was given the documents to... He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them. So...
And the papers I'm supposed...
Just insignificant documents.
All right, I'll help you.
Alda will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer court. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by...
God bless.
Aren't you...
What's your problem? The whole...
God forbid. But standing around here must...
Not really. Is that so? Why? Stop drinking. What brings you here? What brings you here?
Greetings.
Greetings to you.
God be with you. There's...
God be with you.
Your...
No, be...
Margaret...
To...
Christ.
I should... Although... I am... Not only for...
Who?
I acquired the... And the... So...
Nothing more than...
Nothing...
It's... You well...
There... If you...
Do you have...
Well...
Who's...
Haman... No.
All right.
Alda will bring them... But watch your...
Take a look at that. A nightingale.
Godwin, we didn't have much...
With pleasures. What are you...
Well, but as long as we...
I...
to put it mildly, but not to do him... Although, if they didn't put...
Wise words. Still, Henry...
You know, I am. And Martin would...
May God grant... Where did you leave Sir Divish?
Haven't you heard? Lady, no one even... Godwin.
Well... May I have a...
You? Any... Unlike...
have you got something against...
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they think that can turn them...
But surely they're not old.
Allies or not.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again.
He got a harsh lesson, but if not... What
do you think...
I sincerely...
What do you think...
Are you testing...
To turn out well for some.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile...
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'll be with you.
Greetings.
What brings you here? What? God bless.
Aren't you a bit...
What's your problem?
God forbid.
Not.
Shall we...
Well, I'll wait at the.
Ale!
They're without honor. Oh, these... I'd be happier if...
But then you... Let's hope young...
In that case...
It seems...
And how's he gonna do it?
Well...
The only approach that...
A lot of weather...
Oh, that's the...
Well...
Sigismund not to mention...
Sir Bocek,
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips. Jobs comes up with a plan as full of hope.
On the contrary.
Does that improvement in...
A view only in order to...
You've got my attention.
Are we...
We are, but an alliance...
Of course.
You can talk, since you haven't... I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord bless me. I can't risk it all in a conflict.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left...
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's... If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka...
How about...
He's a youngster.
What's wrong with him? And he'll give her...
And to half the wench. On the other hand, maybe it's...
So?
You're selling the skin of a... First, I want a confirmation that the...
And what if Lord...
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush, if he agrees, I'll be...
Pushing a friend to tie their knot.
The kingdom will not forget who's...
What's the hold up? Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it to rain?
It wasn't that good anyway. Good day to you.
A tankard of ale, thanks.
I've got those pick...
Quiet!
Here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
How could I...
And to the...
G'day.
Sir Hanush.
You do?
I've gained...
And who is...
On the contrary.
It couldn't start? How the hell...
Well, there's one little...
Out with...
Lord Kunstad hasn't...
Hands capable. Godwin, you can...
Oh, fuck.
So young.
Niece.
If you're... I'll make sure that you get...
Or you could make me the Abbot of Sassa.
Forget it. So, not a word to Hans. I want to tell...
I must suddenly...
Take a look at that.
Sir Bocek.
So, Hanush...
Indeed.
Then I will...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Cheers to...
Here's to...
Everything...
I can't wait.
I reckon...
We will leave anyway.
Would you...
What? It was...
Surely...
There are many...
God bless.
I've got some good news.
The bad news is there's some also at least.
You'll go.
Shit. No.
I'd better.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's...
I'd like to check your horses out.
Pa, even better.
And you might not believe your.
Well.
I wanted.
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my...
I want to have a word with.
Well, for interrupting our conversation.
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up, then.
We'll talk later and in private. Right?
Don't try.
Why so strict?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky... I got him a place at the Archbishopric. Only it wasn't long. And then, I find out he said... But he took his boozing and...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the...
You have the impertinence to show me your face?
You're exaggerating.
Me? You're a whore!
Oh, actually, anything fun, but maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you...
You're dishonoring...
I can't dishonor someone who has no...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he deserves.
Out of the question. This and he's got plenty to learn from...
You want satisfaction? You'll get enough. Suit yourself, then.
After you.
Well, that...
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christ...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private...
Forgive me, Lord,
it's
for what I do.
Duel, man against man. Stay back. Yeah. Who taught you that?
With your whole arm, not just a wrist.
You're fast.
You don't know which end of that thing is up.
Sacre. You're fast.
The right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through.
Bad luck. Did they teach you that in the seminary?
What's wrong with your legs?
Hey, who taught you that?
Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
Enough.
I've been waiting for you.
That will do.
Too.
Somehow, I'm no longer in the mood for it.
That makes two of us.
My God, Father always said...
I was in a war, and you ought...
Why?
So, Father, only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down.
When I was... He wouldn't talk to me for a week.
The first time he took me...
Oh, look, but now...
And that's why you...
Aye.
That sounds very... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it.
What else can I...
I'll talk to him myself.
All right, then. It's a nice...
Only no...
Alder's...
Leave Alder to me.
I don't know how to...
You can drag me to...
Walk out of here with a clear plan. But maybe you were right.
Gentlemen, I think we...
Is this supposed to...
Like I said, tell me.
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir...
Both of them.
This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord, but we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, All you have to do is make sure the city rabble get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on you? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are harsh, rightfully so. These councils, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the King's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of it.
White it is. Quickly! If Rabosch falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Now we close our doors for the evening. People here know what to do. There'll be plenty more tomorrow.
That's our region.
Stop with the yelling!
I'd like to drink it. So touching. Come. I never had. Well, maybe seen it. Only fuck. Well, his lordship. To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pitchers brought from some and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and
You can bet on it.
I don't doubt it.
Sigismund! How'd you like the art recipe? I'm in the. This one.
Baron Vaku Voku.
Either. The sausages were.
And
How'd you like a wine, Chevalier?
the art of winemaking recipes are. I myself was practical. Even the French, the king.
So you're not too.
Come on, dear. If you try hard.
Baron Vaku Voku.
To keep what?
Return to this country.
Let's drink to that.
It's going to take time to raise an army. Until then, Sigismund's men can travel over us.
Filled with grief. The roast was calling out to me, begging to be eaten.
It's a horse. But you've got a different idea. Greetings, friend. God be with you.
No great loss. No use at all for that.
Good day.
You act like you don't know the world of the Lords.
Lords.
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir Hanush? Raise an arm.
All hail Yobst! But you know, I explain. I'm too old. Nothing to discuss. It's the
I'd bet my.
What?
Deal with him. Having a good time? Well, what are you missing? Don't you buy? Leave it. They wouldn't have to.
What kind of name is Phallus anyway?
They're all needed in the morning.
Sorry.
From cleaning up this.
I need help with something. I mean, the ones with the.
And you're one of.
It's not for me.
I see. And if anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case you haven't known, try asking my ma. She's the cook.
only going to be a scarecrow to keep Sigismund from murdering the lords one by one.
Do you get it, Father?
Please. Filled with grease. The roast was calling out.
Fucking Sigismund, you twat. I love
That may be true, but good wine on the table is a compelling argument in any debate going on around.
It is going to take time, Wenceslas.
Forgive me every transgression which I have committed this day, and deliver me from every craft of my enemy and adversary. May I not anger my God by any sin. The Lord Almighty grant us a peaceful night and a perfect end. Amen.
Come on, someone will see us.
Hey, they won't. Can't wait for that. We come here. Finally, fuck off.
I thought your Aliska was brown-eyed, though.
All right. Sorry. You can drink and stuff your craw anywhere, even at home. This is about...
Filled with grease. The roast was calling out. Begging to be
Jesus Christ, praise.
Idea of what a horse is, then we'll have to discuss it.
Of course it's a horse.
Not a bad one.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you, my lady.
You don't have to.
We'll all agree that the name Bushava.
Do you get it, Father?
What is bothering you, young man?
Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy.
Fuck off.
Ah, strong words.
Downstairs. They'll all need...
I've come...
Really?
What?
Do you play dot?
You mean...
You strip if you like.
I'll give them...
Not up. Look, if you want a bit of fun, go and see Dasha. She's...
Everybody likes a drop of white.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rudart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
I'll show you! Jesus! You're surrounded, Christopher! You can't make it on
We'll kick your ass! Hey! I need a hand here! Not yet, don't worry! Step back! Stand your ground!
Nice hit!
Got him! Send my greetings to the devil! Find those horses out!
Jesus! You're surrounded, Christopher! You can't make it on his own!
I'll be done with you in a flash! Bad. Furia Elisa!
He'll hack us to pieces! True blood, yeah! You got him!
Now you're mine! One step back! Stand your ground! Coming on! One hit the mark!
Jesus! You're surrounded, Christopher! You can't make it on his own! Go fuck yourself!
Don't spare it!
I need a hand here! Find those horses out! I'll smash your face!
Take that!
Fuck's sake! You think you can scare me?
Quick! Quick! Quick!
Stay!
Whoa! Whoa!
I'll be done with you in a flash. Now you're finished.
Kill you!
He's had it. He's got it. Stop this for your ass. Bleeding like a strong pig. Don't get ahead. Kill him. And we can. Help me. He wounded me badly.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin!
How did you get... Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone alright?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan. But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while.
Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good luck.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. For nothing. Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I won't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you. But von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
Markvart bragged about it to Sigismund, and Sigismund promised to make him Lord of Raborsh in return.
When he sees what von Berghout did with it, he'll shit himself.
You find that funny? Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around and slaughtering innocents? Who else has to die before we do something about it?
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in corpses before you bothered to turn up.
Well, not you.
Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat. Trust me.
We've lost a lot of allies. They'll have trouble finding new ones. They'll be afraid to even peep against Sigismund. Well, are you surprised? Look around. Sigismund showed everyone what's coming for all who resist him.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck!
Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with Christopher.
The Lord is punishing them like this.
Leave it alone.
Then we'll have a young one. He's not a little boy.
You did. But I...
You wanted to...
I did.
Just tell him. You...
What did you talk?
We talked about your...
Why?
It's true. I did not. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? Well...
What?
Yes. His...
Are you sure? We look the same age, and... Martin lived with me and...
When I was born, he was already long. Nothing. Proof, perhaps, that both your god and mine have a... You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit, now that I know, I will never...
I can tell you, this is not the end. We have to Sigismund or to comfort...
The king has a...
He's no king to me. He's a...
Do you think it's really going to be that bad?
Wake up, Henry. That they would pillage their own neighbors if they could.
This is what we were. We need to get back into this. Will you come with us?
I have to tell Liechtenstein.
Go.
And when they're trying to raise an army, can't obey anything.
But he'll live, right?
He should. He was covered in blood, but most of it...
Thank God.
Good to...
Oh, come on. They could well... If it hadn't been for you, Henry...
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have...
Well, they killed Lady Anna of Volstein.
And they captured... Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on us.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Get a grip. Whining...
You're right. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually... To ransack the Jewish quarter.
Gods,
We need to get back to this.
I'm going with you.
Out of the question. You'll be more useful if you stay here, and Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel.
Samuel already knows.
In that case,
I'm going with the rest of our people to stay strong.
Thank God you're all right.
Kubienka, what brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of... And I see, instead of that, you...
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course. I borrowed it too. If you...
Could you stop blabbering already?
Easy, Ingele.
All right. But could you please...
I'll explain to you on the way.
Are you coming too?
of course.
Now, let's go then.
Boring.
Perish. Can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. And I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't you worry. These are some sturdy hands. I promise we will save you, Ma. No one will touch a single hair on her beautiful head.
What the hell are you babbling about?
What? Oh, I'm imagining she's pretty. It makes me more willing to put my neck on the line for her.
Stop with the nonsense already. All of you, I beg you.
Jesus. I was just trying to lighten the mood. We might all kick the bucket in a short while. Well, what about you, Henry? Why are you so quiet?
You should give it a try yourself. You might get a taste for it.
Fine. Let's all sit here with our mouths shut for the entire trip, aye? Anyway, can't you make the horses go a little faster, Grandpa? If this carries on, somebody's going to start sobbing.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
It may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time.
And we better hurry up.
All right. Schnell! Schnell!
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sherwill.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough.
Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.